Okay, good morning. Welcome to our Family Service Sunday for February. I shared last month that our kind of plan for Family Service Sundays this year is we're going to kind of alternate between doing a lesson from the Justice Journey, which is a curriculum that our upper elementary kids are using downstairs each week. So last month we did one of those, and then we're going to alternate also with different ways that we can engage with some of the scripture that we're hearing and like actually live out some of these things that our kids are learning and that we're learning together. And so I've talked to Christy a little bit, who leads our outreach team, and we've been brainstorming some ways that the entire congregation can kind of come together and do some outreach and just, again, like use our whole selves to kind of live out and love the people around us. And so what we're going to do this morning is kind of based on the New Testament scripture that Ryan just read. We'll let that springboard us into, we're going to make Valentines this morning for residents of nursing homes around our area. So I will kind of explain more about that in a second, but first we're going to watch a short Bible project video that walks us through, again, the New Testament passage that we just heard to kind of get us grounded in what that's saying and what that might look like for us, and then I'll explain our little activity. So the video is like 5 minutes, so you can kind of like get comfortable and watch, but it's fun, so.
2,000 years ago, on the eastern side of the Mediterranean Sea, a teacher named Jesus of Nazareth went up onto a hillside and addressed a large crowd.
It was a crowd of nobodies. Poor and sick people, their land occupied by the Roman Empire, who charged heavy taxes. This is a ragtag group.
And while they don't look like much, Jesus claimed that something surprising was starting with them.
So he opened his mouth and said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of the skies." The kingdom of the skies? What does that mean?
Well, Jesus uses this phrase to talk about a new kind of reality. From our perspective, we see a world of violence and corruption where might makes right. But for Jesus, there is a realm where generosity reigns, where there's justice and peace. It's a world where love is the final word.
And that reality might as well be up in the skies. It's beyond us.
Exactly. It's God's heavenly reality, which might seem far off. But Jesus was claiming that heaven was coming to earth, right here and now, beginning with these people.
That's unexpected.
And so is what he says next.
Blessed are those who grieve, for they will be comforted.
So this group that's at the bottom of society, they know all about loss and grief. But Jesus said something's coming that's going to turn sorrow into joy.
And then he said, "Blessed are the unimportant, for they will inherit the land."
And these people are not powerful or important, but just wait, Jesus says, because one day it will be you all who are ruling the world.
You know, it kind of sounds like Jesus is trying to start a revolution.
Well, kind of, but it's not a revolution for those who are hungry for power or influence. This is a movement of people who are going to serve because they long for healthy relationships between people and communities and nations.
Yeah, as Jesus puts it next. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy.
Just imagine it. A group of powerless nobodies ruling the world through generosity and forgiveness and justice. This is a Jesus-style revolution.
The next thing Jesus says is, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God." And this one really raises the bar. To be part of this revolution, my heart needs to be so pure I could look directly at God.
Well, Jesus knows that all of our choices, even our good ones, are often driven by mixed motives. For Jesus, real peace is only possible through people who know that they need to be transformed if they're going to truly love God and others.
And this sounds wonderful, but it's a radical calling.
That's exactly right. In fact, Jesus goes on to explore just how radical it is.
Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God.
So God's new reality won't just happen by itself. It requires people who are willing to enter into the conflicts of others, urging and helping create a way towards peace.
But that way of life can be dangerous. And so Jesus says, Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of the skies.
Yeah, entering into conflicts and advocating for peace, that's not a comfortable way to live. And so Jesus calls people to this peacemaking revolution, and he names the high cost.
Blessed are you when people revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward in the skies is great, for they persecuted the prophets who were before you in the same way.
Okay, so as you see in the video and in the passage here, this new reality that Jesus is talking about here and inviting us into now also is one that comes about when we love and are generous and care for our neighbors and the people around us, things like that. And so, like I said, the way that we're going to try to live that out this morning is by making Valentines and little goodie bags for people who live in senior care facilities. So I talked to a few different people who oversee outreach at those places, and they were telling me that candy is always very appreciated, and also just any cards or little notes, words of encouragement, especially at Valentine's Day, would be very appreciated. And so I brought up most of the art supplies that we have downstairs, and it's really pretty free for all, whatever kinds of Valentines you want to make, however many you want to make. Our goal would be 150 cards. So if we don't get all of those, that's totally fine. But you can start in a second here, come up and grab whatever supplies you'd like and a tray so that you can work at your chair. You can spread out around the room. And then just start making some Valentines for people who may otherwise not get any. And you can express love and kindness in your cards in whatever way you would like to. So again, it's just there's no rules for how you can do it. I'll put a basket in the front, so as your cards are done, you can drop them in the basket. If they're gonna need to dry, if they have glitter glue or something, I'll put some trays on these chairs and you can lay them on the trays so that they have some time to dry first. If you're not feeling as creative this morning, we also have a bunch of candy and gift bags that we'll put candy in and twist tie them up, and we'll send those with the cards as we drop them off. And so you can also just start assembling some gift bags if you'd like, some goodie bags. There's a bunch of different candies in the bowls. It looks like there's only 2, but they're all mixed in there. So you just put a couple pieces of candy in each bag and twist tie them. I'll also put a basket out for those. Just have fun being together. Also, again, we haven't been with each other for a couple weeks, so this can be a time of fellowship as well, catching up, sharing ideas. You're also welcome to make Valentines. I was thinking the West Falls, they have neighbors who have a lot of need right now. If you have people in your life who you would like to share love with in this way and make a card for them as well, you're obviously welcome to. So pretty creative, open-ended time that we have here, but that's pretty much all I have. So go ahead and come up, grab whatever supplies. I'll put baskets out, and then I'll just bring us back at 11:30ish, so we have some time. But